Now it's time for Whispers, your number one source for all things paranormal, with your hosts, Jordan Klein and Nick Queen, and produced by the lovely Lola Miller. Whispers is brought to you by West Virginia Penitentiary Tours at the West Virginia State Penitentiary in Moundsville. Unforgettable, historical, educational.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our second annual Halloween party here at Whispers Radio. I'm Jordan Klein. Nick Queen doesn't even have a microphone in front of his face, and our lovely Lola is feeling a little bit off today.
I'm okay. I've got it working now.
It's. How you doing today, Lo?
Oh, if I make strange noises throughout the show, it's just because I'm trying to move, and
Try to make the moans kind of like ghostly.
believe me,
Yeah.
they'll make the hair stand on the back of your head.
What happened? I don't understand.
I was trying to, well, my sister's moving in this weekend, and so I'm in the process of trying to move all these boxes out of one room and put them into like a storage room on the same floor, carpeted. The whole thing is carpeted. So there was a box that I have no idea how we ever got it upstairs. A guy had to have brought it up. I couldn't even begin to pick it up, so I thought, well, I'll just drag it because it's carpet. It'll move easily. Yeah, well, however, I was standing and gave it a good yank, and there went my back.
Oh, man.
So yesterday was bad. Today is like agony. I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, so.
Well, I hope everything goes well. I moved yesterday too.
Then you know.
I tell you the two things that I hated moving the most. I have a 36-inch TV, one of those old.
The big
You know
ones.
what I'm talking? Yeah.
Yes.
But this thing is the heaviest. It's like. I don't know how it's so heavy. I mean,
I don't know. It grew since I bought it.
It did. It had to.
Well,
and a king-size mattress.
Oh, those are unwieldy, if nothing else. But that TV, ours is even 36 inches. And I know when we bought it way back, I'm the one who got it out of the trunk and in the house and on the stand. It had to be me because I was the only one there. When I bought the flat screen, 6 months ago, 8 months ago, that thing, my legs I can't even pick it up. It buckles my legs.
That 36-inch weighs more than you. It would have to weigh more than you.
I'm thinking, and so it's sitting there in that room too, and it's not moving. Yeah. But, I'll have to have one of the guys do it this weekend.
Just have it turned a little bit towards wherever you're at and just leave it.
I know. If it weren't on the floor, if it were on a piece of furniture, I would say, that's it, you're keeping it.
I told I told Lisa, I went to pick it up, and I'm like, you know what? If I had another TV, I would leave this here for the next person to be like, oh, a TV. Then they try to lift it. It's a Trojan horse.
Yes. I agree.
They ain't moving it from where it's at. It takes two people, and it's like I can get my arms around it, but
you can't pick it up.
It's just too awkward. It's crazy. Did you help me move it once?
Yeah, I'm the one that got it in your house.
I remember I picked it up one time to adjust something, and I pick it up, and the guy that's helping me, Albert, he's taking his, how Albert gets. He's taking his time. I will kill you. I will drop this on you if you don't hurry. Because I'm leaning back, and it's just like my legs are starting to buckle.
I know.
Moving's horrible. We shouldn't have to do that.
No, I know. We
I want to get
the
somewhere
money to
where
pay somebody to come in, pack it up, move it, unpack it, and put it right where you wanted it.
That'd be ideal.
I will sponsor something. No. If you come move me the next time, you'll have free advertisement on my show from now on. I hereby decree it. And Lola, move Lola.
Thank you.
Yes.
Jordan, you're kind of on your own.
Yeah. We got two people. You're not going anywhere.
You got a fire department to help you.
Yeah.
Beauregard says that he'll help you. He'll come and help you.
Thank you, Beauregard. Thank you.
Give us a call. This is our call-in show. We don't have any guests today. You are our guests. We got all kinds of stuff to give away. We got
You got like
I got a mountain in front of me right here, and the only way not to get something is if you don't call in and tell us a story. I got a Festival of Fright tickets. I got gift certificates to Quaker Steak and Lube, Olive Garden Wings to go, Da Vinci's Pizza, Ollie's Hilltop, all kinds of good stuff. It's Carmike Cinemas.
Wow.
How many tickets to Carmichael? I can't remember how many.
I got 10, and I already had 2, so
Wow.
we got 12 tickets.
So
So we're giving
6
those away.
hours.
We'll give those away in pairs, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to go there and move it by yourself.
You're going to see Paranormal Activity by yourself.
Good luck.
So give us a
So
call.
you went to
304. Hold on, let me get the
Oh,
numbers
come
so
on.
people can call in. 304-214-1600. If toll free, we will have some stuff to give away for our people out of the area. It's 304 866-514-1600. And yes, Nick, I did see
I was gonna say
Paranormal Activity.
Well, John asked me. I told him you cried. I don't know if that was. I
I
don't know.
heard it's not scary at all.
I
Well,
don't know if that was true or not, but I made it up on the fly.
You have to get into it. Okay. We'll get to our call in just a second. You have to get into it. It starts off kind of slow, but once you absorb yourself into what's going on and take it for that, it'll make you stay up at night. All right,
Is it like, I keep asking, is it like Blair Witch Project?
It's kind of like Blair Witch. The couple has some stuff going on in their home, and then they're like, you know what? Well, we're gonna go buy a video camera and see if we can get stuff going on.
And do they?
That's a bad idea.
Or is it just people going, ooh, ooh?
No, they
ooh.
got some stuff going on.
Then how come we don't?
Well, we don't have a camera sitting on your counter.
I think we're gonna get a
watching the
camera
ghost.
from behind Lola, and we'll make $15,000.
That's what. When we get the webcam fixed, we're gonna sit it and put it right behind you, so people can just log in and document the stuff that goes on when nobody's here. Like, I saw the ghost at 3:42 a.m. behind Lola. Well, I mean, you wouldn't be there.
Yeah, I get it.
All right, who's our first caller?
This is Larry.
Larry, how you doing?
I'm doing okay there, and I was doing some work around the house. I had the radio on. I heard you talking about spooky stuff. This is an annual Halloween show you got.
Oh, yes, sir. And you got a story for us?
I do. It's a true story too. It's not something that's fictitious. It happened a long time ago. I'm a pretty old guy, but this was back in I think 1964.
Okay.
I believe it was. I was about 11 years old, or give or take, maybe 12. But a friend of mine and myself had decided it was our day off, from school. Decided to knock around the neighborhood where we lived in the Edgewood section.
Mm-hmm.
Where Edgewood Street is in Wheeling.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the hillside of that, we decided to walk up the hill. I'm not sure what street that is up above Edgewood, but it's up against the hillside. And we decided to just check things out, and kids, and saw a house that looked vacant. You could tell the grass was pretty high. The property was unkept. But we decided to walk up in the yard. It was right up against the woods there, and a friend of mine wanted to get the clothesline that was out in the backyard. I think that's not a good idea, but look like there's anybody here. Well, he was going to cut a piece off the clothesline, wanting string like kids do, and I decided, since I'm right there by the kitchen door, to look inside, see if anybody really lives here, what's going on with the house. Well, I looked in the kitchen door, didn't see anything. A friend of mine was behind me, cutting down a piece of clothesline, which you shouldn't do. I don't recommend doing things like that, by the way. But when he did, I turned around, said a few words to him. When I turned back around, very close to the kitchen door with a glass in the kitchen door, and there's an old woman staring me right in the face, just on the other side of the door, just a matter of a foot or two away from me. And she is very old with stringy, kind of old white, almost looked like it had been blonde at one time hair.
Ooh.
Well, this really scared me because she wasn't there a second ago when I was looking into the kitchen. She wasn't there, but all of a sudden she appeared, and I could see her mouth moving. I couldn't hear her, but her mouth was saying, "Get out. Get out." And since she had a very large carving knife in her hand, looked like she just carved up a turkey. This thing was huge. She had a big knife in her hand. Okay, so I decided after I could move, I got that cold chill that goes up and down your spine, and couldn't move. I froze. When I could, I ran. And I ran down the hill, and I kept running with my friend screaming behind me, "What's going on?" I ran across Edgewood Street and to the backyard of his house, which was on South Park Street. South Park Street. Ran there, and his dad wanted to know why we were screaming back there. I told him, and I thought, old people like that would think, "Well, you're just a kid, you're nuts." And he decided to tell me that, hey, things like that happen. This universe is really strange. Well, when I got up the nerve to go back, a friend of mine told me to. And I say, okay, we'll go back. I'm not scared anymore. We go back up there. The guy next door is raking the leaves in his property. And a friend of mine says, does anybody live there in that house? He says, don't you kids be messing around that house. No, we're not going to mess around that house. We're not doing that. He says, but my friend thinks he saw somebody in that house. And the guy looking like, no, wait a minute. Wait a minute. No. And I said, well, there was a woman there, and I described her, an old woman, stringy hair. He says, well, that's Mrs. Schrimmel, I believe it is. He says, but she died 6 months ago. And
now how real did she look?
Minute. Huh?
How real did she look? Like just like.
I'm telling you, I was no more than a foot or two away from her. I'm on one side of the kitchen door with the glass in the door, so I can see, and she's on the other side. I'm just a few feet away.
Yeah.
She was just as real and as solid as anything. She didn't
real enough to where you ran
see
across the road
her.
away from her.
Huh?
I said real enough to where you ran from her.
Yeah. Well, as soon as I could move, I was at that time I'd never been so scared where I couldn't actually move, but when I could move, I ran and kept running. But he says, yeah, that's I forget. I think he said Mrs. Schrimmel or something like that. And he said, well, she died 6 months ago. I said, well, no. Well, then who's in that house? And he turned white as a ghost. He dropped his rake and ran up the steps up to the house screaming for his wife. But we left us. Let's get out of here. There's a ghost in that house. I've already been terrified today. But that's the end of the story. So as far as I know, she was a real live ghost.
Wow. Is this house still there? Or?
You know what? I haven't been up there since I was a kid. I can't even remember the name. That was in 1964.
Yeah, I was going to ask what it was.
I don't know. I don't know whether things have changed a lot since then. But no, I haven't been back to the house since, and I don't think I want to.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't know if we could pay you to go back in.
But that's the end of the story. But it's a true story, and how in the world a woman was in that house with a knife threatening me that
that's
supposedly
crazy.
died 6 months before that.
Wow.
The guy next door didn't act like he was just making up a story, and he was actually, I scared him. Wow. So that's the end of the story, and I haven't seen any ghosts or flying saucers or.
Well, you have seen a ghost.
Since.
Okay.
Since that.
Wow.
See, I want to see something like that.
Well, maybe if you're not 11 or 12 years old, it would be better too. But if you're 11 or 12 years old, you're going to be pretty scared.
Yeah, that's true.
And you might run across the street without looking for it. Actually, I ran through the hedges that were on the other side of Edgewood Street. I didn't jump over it or go around it. I ran through it. Didn't realize until later on my legs were all cut up.
Oh man!
I'd have probably done the same.
Yeah.
So, make your own path.
I made my own path through hedges there, yes, and didn't realize that I was all cut up until later on. But
well, Larry, do you like pizza?
Sure, I do.
Where are you from, Larry?
Right here in Wheeling.
Okay. Have you ever been to Da Vinci's Pizza?
No.
It's right there up by Ollie's Hilltop. It's on top of the hill. Peter's
88.
Run. Yeah, Peter's Run and 88, where
Great
they meet.
Pizza.
I had some today.
Did you? We eat way too much of it. It's great.
Was there?
I'm a big fella because I enjoy pizza.
Peter's Run on 88.
Yeah. Up at the top of Peter's Run where it meets 88, right on that corner, there's Da Vinci's Pizza and Ollie's Hilltop.
Oh, is that North 88 there, going up past Ogilvy?
Yep, right past Ogilvy.
Right past Ogilvy.
I got you one free 12-inch pizza and $1 off at an Ollie Burger.
An Ollie Burger?
An Ollie Burger, so you got a 2-for-1 there.
Might try that as well.
They have a
nice an Ollie Burger either.
Yeah,
nice
well,
grill
apparently
there.
they're supposed to be very, very good.
Yeah,
I haven't had one yet.
Okay, sounds great. What do I do then? Stop in the state?
Stop down here. It'll be here for 30 days.
All right.
Alrighty.
Just come in and tell you who I am, huh?
Yes,
Sure
sir.
do.
I will do that.
Hey, thanks, Larry.
Nice talking to you
Nice
guys.
talking
Thanks
to
for
you,
the
Larry.
call.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Stay away from the hedges.
Yeah, exactly.
Bye.
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 I also want to mention Saturday night, starting at 8 o'clock, Ollie's is having a Halloween party of their own. They got gifts and stuff they're giving away. They're going to have a
with
DJ.
Your costume?
I don't know. I was thinking, that River City thing, are we eligible?
Yeah.
Okay, I might go to River City and try to win that trip to Miami. Because my costume is pretty cool.
You should have worn that in here.
Yeah.
I would have scared the children. I would have scared Sammy the Bull.
Hey, Sammy.
What's going on?
Are you scared of rabbits?
All right, we got Jay on Jay on line 2.
Yep, there you go. Jay, you're on.
Hey,
Happy Halloween, Jay.
happy Halloween. Look, mine's not really all that exciting, but I can tell Lola if she wants to see something. Now, again, I'll put something in quotation marks because I still don't know what it is, but it's. I know you've probably heard and talked about lots of cases of ghost lights, right? I mean, that's pretty common in the country,
I've
correct?
heard that.
Yeah.
I'm from Arkansas originally, and there is one in Arkansas, and it's called the Crosset Light. It's in a town called Crosset, Arkansas, and there's an old railroad track that goes down this old dirt road. Of course, the story is that it's an old railroad lantern, but I swear to God, and I'm not making this up one bit. All through high school, we would go out there at all times of the night and any day of the week, and we'd go there late, 2 or 3 in the morning. This is a road in the middle of nowhere. I mean, there are no homes near this at all. Yet when we go out there, we probably saw the light probably at least half the time.
Oh my
The
gosh.
So if you want to go see something, it's there. I mean, I don't know if it's somebody who hangs out in the woods 24 hours a day with a flashlight, but it is there. And we've heard all kinds of explanations, anything from swamp gas to everything else. But
Have you tried to approach the light?
When you approach it, it goes away. If you get too close, it disappears. And I swear to God, I was the first time I was like, well, there's just somebody here messing around with us. Well, we would go out there at just completely random nights in the middle of the night, and it would show up.
Now, were you shining a flashlight at it too?
The general thing we always heard was flash your headlights 3 times, and we did that. But I mean, I don't know if that's actually, anything going on. But that's all we always heard that, to make it show up, flash your headlights 3 times.
Let's say there's probably a big mirror out there.
Right.
It just pointed right at you. You shine the flashlight, it comes back at you. Oh!
No, but I mean, it stays. I mean, it's like I said, I don't even know how to explain. I know. I took a girlfriend out there once, and she literally got mad at me because I took her out. I mean, she would start crying. She was crying and screaming for me to leave because she was just kind of messing around and she saw the thing and started freaking out. I mean, just it's there. And so Lola, I mean, it would take you a flight to Little Rock and about a 3-hour drive, but it's there, Lola.
Okay.
So you've got Arizona to go to.
Yeah,
looking for Bigfoot. You got Arkansas looking for the ghost lights.
Yeah.
We need to get you a summer set aside to where
Well,
you just go. It's where in the world's Lola, and you get chased by. We'll get you to Loch Ness. Get the monster going after you. We could get this arranged.
Yeah.
But
I would love to see the ghost lights. That would be awesome.
I mean, at least half the time that we went out there. I mean, there were some nights it didn't show up, but I mean, it amazed the frequency in which it was there. Like I said, I have no idea. I mean, I'm not even saying I think it's a ghost, but
Now, what color? Does it give any shade? Does it change color?
that was all. I'd always, and people talking about it, and I didn't think about it at the time, but people always said that when they saw it, it didn't. One thing they noticed is it didn't give off kind of like a glowing, like there was no stream of lights coming off. It was like just that one little spot where the light was. If that makes any sense. Like, like not a flashlight of a glow, but like something that's kind of, it's not giving off a light. It's like there's something itself.
It's like it's solid, like a kind of a globe.
Yeah,
with no.
And it would kind of go up and down. I mean, and the story that I heard, and again, I probably heard the 80s variation that it was somebody the guy who swung the lantern on the railroad track and he lost his arm somehow.
Yeah.
And he's looking for his arm, and that's the story we heard. But that was
you know what, and that could very well be true. I mean, those trains way back when, were there actually tracks that ran through there?
That's why again, I've heard so many different tales, but I heard that either near that road or parallel to that road there used to be a railroad track.
Now, what city is this again?
It's called Crosset, Arkansas. Crosett.
Okay, I'm looking up here. I got the Gurdon light, and I see the Crosset here.
Yeah,
that's on the internet?
I've got a picture of it.
Oh, it must be.
It's well known. I mean, it's well known, and it's. I mean, and like I said, when we go out there, it was there. Now, a lot of times my friends were drunk, and so they may have they were seeing, but I saw it myself. And I was completely sober when most of the time when I saw it. So it's there.
at the door.
Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah, I heard it for sure. I mean, knocking up, and I thought it was his daughter who lived across the street, wanting in or something. I jumped up and I went there and turned the light on. There was nobody there, and that type of thing.
Wow.
Okay, that's my 2 cents worth.
Well, you want something? You want a pizza? Or you want something?
Pizza, that'd be fine.
The pizza? Okay, I can give you a Da Vinci's pizza.
Yeah, fine. Just save it in there for me. I'll pick it up sometime.
And $1 off an Ollie Burger.
Hear you, Rich?
Okay.
Gotcha, thank you.
Alrighty.
Tthanks, Rich. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We got to take a break here. Cut pretty close to CNN.
For those that are joining right now on the podcast, somehow the cord got kicked out of the computer, and I lost 20 minutes of audio. I think when...
Okay, so if we missed it, go to my friend Dahmer, who Nick talked about for 20 minutes.
Yeah, that'll cover you. All right, let's go.
Now give us a call, 304-214-1600, 1-866-514-1600. Let's get the phone lines lined up. We still got lots of prizes to give away, and only an hour left. We'll be right back with after some CNN.
Dawn's light. Gotta free my mind, get you out of sight. All across this open sea.
Now it's time for Whispers, your #1 source for all things paranormal, with your hosts Jordan Klein and Nick Queen. And produced by the lovely Lola Miller. Whispers is brought to you by West Virginia Penitentiary Tours at the West Virginia State Penitentiary in Moundsville. Unforgettable, historical, educational.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of our second hour of our second annual Halloween party here at Whispers Radio, WKKX. We're having a good old time. I still got all kinds of crap to give away. I don't know what I'm going to do.
We'll find it to go somewhere.
They might be going home with Jordan.
By the end, it's just going to be a call. If you say your name,
if you're breathing.
Yeah. Are you alive? And we might have a couple. Well, you're disqualified.
Never know. Give us a call, 304-214-1600. If you're out of the area, call toll free, 1-866-514-1600.
Hungry boy?
100,000. All right, who we got on line 1?
This is Vinny.
Vinny!
What's happening, guys?
What's going on?
Oh, a whole bunch of nothing. Hey, I hear you were telling some, stories of ghosts and stuff.
Yep, all night. Well, for an hour.
This past New Year's Eve was at a buddy's house, and his house was built over the old Wheeling Railroad.
Uh-huh.
And there was a tunnel down in his basement, and we took cameras and we were snapping pictures with the cameras, and you could see the ghost in the pictures and stuff.
Really?
Awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'd love to see
those. It was awesome.
You got the pictures?
I could probably get them.
That would I
get
would
them
like
and bring
to
them
see,
in.
Yeah, we got to see those. Get some copies of them or something.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. It was like you could go down there and take a picture, and you could see the ghost like standing right there in the tunnel.
Wow.
It's pretty.
Now, what did they look like? I mean, was it?
One was a woman and one was a man. That's all I could tell you. And all you could see was like the white. It was like they were wearing white. That was it.
Wow, bring the pictures in. I've got to see those.
See, I lived in a house in Smyrna, Delaware that was part of the Underground Railroad. And you can see in the basement where the tunnel was bricked over, where they had the tunnel. The whole town had a tunnel system through it where they could get, escape slaves, Well, you could see the hole where it was all bricked up. And,
you know what? What I'll do, guys, is next time I see my buddy, I'll ask him if I can get down there. And I'll go down there with my cell phone and take some pictures. See if
all right.
Out.
All right, yeah.
And I'll bring
bring the phone down to,
Yeah.
see what's what here.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Hey, Vinny.
Yeah.
You got a preference on prize?
What do you got?
Oh, let's see. I got pizzas out the Yin Yang. I got some movie tickets. I got wings. I got Olive Garden. I got Quaker Steak. I got some Big Mics.
I like movies and pizza myself.
Well, which one would you prefer?
How about a pizza?
Pizza, you like Da Vinci's or DiCarlo's?
DiCarlo's.
DiCarlo's from the Grove, the best DiCarlo's around.
Yes.
All right, I got you 10 pieces of DiCarlo's pizza. I have it here waiting for you.
Well, I'm about a block away from your station.
Well, I'll have it directly waiting for you.
All right, I'll be down.
All right,
Thanks,
Vinny.
Vinny.
See ya.
So like Vinny's wanting to go pick up some pizza now.
Yes, I'm thinking.
On our way home from supper.
There we go.
Supper up.
All right, well.
We got another one?
Yes, we do. This is Rebecca.
Rebecca, how you doing?
I'm doing fine this evening, and yourself?
Wonderful. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. I actually have two little stories.
There we go.
One is my sister bought a house in the Springdale section of Wheeling.
Uh-huh.
And she will shut the windows, lock the doors, go to work, come home, the windows are open, doors are unlocked. She has stuffed animals on her steps, and she'll come home and they'll be set in a row on one step.
Wow, like a little kid's playing with them.
Yeah. Only I went to feed her dogs one day,
Uh-huh.
and I'm trying to decide when, should I hang around a little longer, let them out again, or what? Or should I go now? And all of a sudden I heard this man's voice say, "Go now."
Oh.
I don't go in that house anymore.
I bet.
So I'm guessing you host Thanksgiving then.
Whenever possible. But actually, the one that I saw was in my mother's house here in Edgewood, and it was a duplex, but it dates back to the late 1800s. And we moved in the house, and you got that feeling something was there. But this little girl only appears when there's children in the house. I was sitting in bed reading a book, and I had the attic room, so, you get the stairs that comes up right into the room. And here comes this little girl in a long white gown, like a Victorian bedgown.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Up the steps, looked straight at me, and disappeared.
Ooh.
Second time we saw her, my grandmother, who was a definite non-believer, she's sitting there, and she says, "Rebecca, go see where Amanda went. She just went into my bedroom," because it was up the top of the steps next to the living room. Well, I go look, and my niece isn't there. So I go downstairs to where her bedroom was, and she's sound asleep. And I said, "Well, Grandma, who did you see come up there?" She's a little girl in a long white dress with long dark hair. Same little girl. The room she went into connected with the attic room that was my bedroom. And she only appears there when there's young children in the house.
Really?
She wants a playmate.
Yeah, that's okay. I love ghost shows, but I don't want them in my house. I made sure mine wasn't haunted before I bought it.
Man.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. As soon as I walk into a new house, I was like, all right, first, did anybody die here? And does anybody say it's haunted or hear things?
Well, and, the thing is, nowadays, you're supposed to disclose that.
I thought that was on the list of questions that they asked the realtors.
Yeah, well, obviously somebody didn't tell the truth when my sister bought her house, because that place was freaky, and it looks like a perfectly normal little house. It's not that old. It's maybe the 30s.
Really?
But some really strange things happen in that house.
Wow.
Things will go missing and reappear weeks later.
Well, it doesn't have to be the house structure itself, the physical structure. Think about it, especially in old cities like Wheeling. You've had houses that were built and torn down, built and torn down.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
Who knows how long that spirit's been attached to that actual place, not just the house.
And think of all like the Indian wars and stuff that were all through this area.
Sure.
You don't even have to have a house.
Right.
Like I'm convinced.
Well, even Penn State, one of those guys did an investigation down Fish Creek.
Yeah.
And we're not talking. That was a brand new house.
Yeah.
But they said it was the land, and I was, you know, I was always raised to respect the paranormal, but we just never really talked about it much.
Yeah.
But my grandmother was, you know, old school. She didn't believe in any of that, and you know, it took her quite some time to accept that there was something else in that house besides her.
Wow.
So, but it was, I mean, it was pretty interesting. We've, you know, my mom and them have since passed away, and the house has been sold on. I did talk to one of the renters about a year ago, and she wouldn't even discuss it.
Wow.
So I don't know what's going on down there, but I'm sure they're having some interesting visits.
And like I was saying, like with the land, I'm convinced, because I know there was like some Indian battles. You know, I live on Peters Run, up and down that road, and I'm convinced that I'm gonna walk out to let my dog in the middle of the night and see some like dead Indians in my yard chasing after my dog or coming up after me one day.
You'd never think about getting your camera either.
Well,
I'd pee my pants and run if I didn't faint first.
We went to Moundsville that Saturday night for the haunted house.
Yeah.
And you know, we're going through the one section, and I caught something out of the corner of my eye, and it was kind of, you know, they had the fog machines going a whole bit. Well, in this section, it was clearly blocked off for people not to go back in there. I don't know if it was a human or a spirit, but there was something down there in the corner. It just moved from one side to the other, and it was like a dark mass.
Where was this at?
Down at Moundsville Penitentiary.
I mean, where at in the Bend, you know?
Near the Sugar Shack.
Was it down in the Sugar Shack?
It was before you get to the Sugar Shack.
When we did our investigation, we got some stuff down in the Sugar Shack. Lola had a picture taken of her. What was the guy's name that took the picture? I forget.
John.
Okay, yeah, John. Yeah. John took the picture, and there's like, they said they smelled like a burning wire. And in the picture, it actually looks like a burning wire going from one person's hand down to the ground, and like.
Yeah, there were about 4 of us, or 5, even more than that, down in there. All the lights, everything was completely off. The camera battery in the video camera had died, and I don't think that battery ever got recharged. It would never hold a charge. But Barb was down there, and she said all of a sudden she smelled something. And then John and Kelly were with me, and they thought they smelled the burning wire, and that's when John Salva took the picture. It looks like a electrical charge running from Barb's hand down to the ground.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a little scary there.
Yeah, it's freaky.
Crazy
of course,
stuff.
I didn't see.
Well, we were in, my husband's from England, and we were in a place called Corfe Castle area, and it's, you know, ruins of an old castle in that area. And you turn through parts of it, and it can be kind of dark on a dingy day in there. And as you go, there's one section where it's kind of grassy, where the inside is just decayed away, and going up the steps is this light. And as we turn, I asked my husband, I said, "What is that light?" He says, "Well, they must have turned the lights on." It was noon. They hadn't turned the lights on. Something had shown brighter going up these steps that go to nowhere now. You know, probably 1,000 years ago it did. But it was just like lights going up the steps.
Well, we were just talking about ghost lights at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, I missed the beginning.
Well,
you poor girl.
A guy
had to take my son somewhere.
A guy that lived in Arkansas, Crossett, Arkansas, said that there's always been this ghost light out in a field. They think, story is, there were railroad tracks that run parallel to this dirt road. And when you pull up there, of course, you know, there's all kinds of stories, like you flash your lights 3 times and then you get out and the light is there. But he said, regardless of what little stories are told, there is a light out in the middle of nowhere. It doesn't actually, he said, it really doesn't glow, you know, it doesn't give off light. It's just a bright spot. And, you know, stories are that either a conductor on an old train back in the 1800s either got his head chopped off or his arm chopped off, and it's the lantern from the train.
We used to have those same kind of stories about Tunnel Green.
Yeah, we've heard that.
When I was a kid, none of us would go in there.
Yeah, I've heard, since I've been here, I've heard stories about Tunnel Green.
Yeah, because I lived in East Wheeling on the hill that faced tunnel green, and you used to stand there, and you could see lights down there, and that was in the days when they still had the railroad through there. So it was like kind of strange that you would see a light down there, but there were houses in Goosetown where Route 2 runs through now at the time, so we just figured it was kids and stuff. But as long as I can remember, everybody talks about strange lights going through the tunnel there, and then of course you had the grave site up above there.
Yeah.
So it was always a little freaky.
Wow.
Of course, they dug right through the graves, but make the tunnel.
Yeah.
Which doesn't help much.
No.
Well, Miss Rebecca, you ever been to Olive Garden?
I love Olive Garden.
Would you like a gift certificate for Olive Garden?
I sure would.
Well, I'll put it down for you.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, just stop by here and pick it up.
All right, thank you. I'll try and get there tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for your call.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Numbers here, 304-214-1600. Out of the area, 1-866-514-1600. Still got a lot of stuff to give away. Still got a half hour left, and we want to hear some stories.
Yeah, if you're listening on the UPRN, give us a call on our 800 number, 866-514-1600. We've already had somebody call from Wisconsin. So.
Milwaukee. Is that in Wisconsin? See, you would think I would know.
No. Why would I think you would know?
Why? Yeah. Why didn't we? I don't know.
But no, I wouldn't know.
Been a long day.
I wouldn't know where that is.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I got a story. When I was little, we lived in a house that had so much activity in it, and I remember I was sleeping on the couch one night, and it was like middle of the night. I woke up and I saw this like dark figure. It was like a black shadow, like in the next room. It was like it was kind of like a den area, and I saw it, and I was so scared that like I couldn't talk. Like I could tell that I had tears running down my face, but I couldn't talk. Like I was trying to scream for my mom, but I was like I was so scared I couldn't even move. I couldn't do that. I was so freaked out. I swear I stared at it for like it felt like an hour before it went away, and it was just like. Just a deadlocked stare and me trying to scream. It was sad.
Well, there's a house that I've been wanting us to get into. And I think it's around Dillonvale. It's somebody my sister knows. And she swears, she's seen little kids in the doorways to the bedrooms and all kinds of stuff. And she thinks nothing of it. Oh, yeah, wow. There's a little ghosty here. And, oh, well.
That scared the hell out of me.
Yeah. Yeah,
well, those ghost ladies, they said driving down, they turned the wrong way coming off the freeway. Mm-hmm. So they went up into North Wheeling. And they get all kinds of visions and things. But they said the road turned, into dirt or paving brick in front of them. There were horses and buggies and people standing in Victorian clothes on the stoops.
Wow.
I could not live that way.
No.
And the whole time they were here, they did an hour show, or was it even 2 hours? No, but they were on the broadcast.
Yeah.
And the whole time, they would talk to you, and yet then they'd also be carrying on a conversation with something over your shoulder.
I think that's called schizophrenia.
You're taking another 7 seat on the chair. You got 3.5.
Well, I'm telling you, these ladies.
You have to sit in the chair twice, just in case the first time doesn't work.
I want to get you in 3.5. These ladies, the one had a running conversation with my father the entire time that they were here. And she told me stuff like she knew his nickname. She knew his Fast Freddy. I mean, nobody did before that. Sherry didn't even know that stuff. And, yeah, all kinds of stuff, like he was trying to get her to do a beer and a shot. Typical daddy stuff, yeah.
That's crazy stuff.
Wow.
Yes, it is.
So what about your house? I remember you telling me, Sammy, that you had the pictures in your house.
Oh, yeah, our old house.
Oh, it's not the house you're living in now?
That was the one with the little girl, right?
Yeah.
Oh, gee, that was.
I remember when you brought those pictures in.
Yeah. Well, I told you before, it was my son, when he was small, he heard things, and he said he was playing with this little girl. He was like 6 or 7, I believe, at the time. And I always pointed to the closet, because it was the worst yet, in the closet. And here when we remodeled, this went on for like a year or so, a couple years, and said there's nothing in there. Then we started to hear things also after a while. We always pointed in the closet. We was doing some remodeling and ended up knocking one of the walls out, and then there was these pictures in the wall.
Wow.
He points. There's the girl.
And do you remember those pictures, Lo?
Yeah.
I mean, they were like brown looking. They were like on like the thick card stock.
Yeah.
They were real, like
They
curved
were
edge.
Victorian pictures.
Yeah. So, but
Yeah.
then after we moved out of there, the people who bought our house, they were actually in it for a couple months, and they tried to sell the house because their daughter was having a bad time in the same room with it, and that they were fighting or something. The girl was scaring this girl, so they tried to move out. I don't know what. I think they ended up having an exorcism done or something. They brought priests in and that, and
Really?
blessed the house and everything.
Really?
They're still there. So
Wow.
I think after they had all this stuff done, things calmed down in the house.
Okay, well, this is Don.
Hey, Don, how you doing?
Good. Hey, Nick.
Hey.
This is Don, okay? You know me. You used to be one of my students, and I brought this up to you about a year and a half ago, and I can't say where. You remember?
Okay. I'm trying to remember. Go with the story, and I bet you I'll remember it.
Okay, it was in a lounge, and I'm not a believer or disbeliever, and we have a security camera in this lounge. The girl that watches security camera brought this to my attention one day, and in our lounge there was a black shadow on the security thing that was that made a V from one corner of the room underneath these machines and back out the other, and made a complete V. It was a dark shadow, very similar to it reminded me of the Ghost in the movie Ghost.
Yeah.
And everybody started looking at this. It was kind of wild.
Are you there?
Hello.
I was going to have you come in and check it out for us, and had a group that wanted you to come in, but our president wouldn't let you come in, didn't want you coming.
I remember.
You remember now?
Yeah, I remember exactly now. Yeah. Go ahead. I'll go ahead.
I was just going to say, like I said, I'm not a real believer, just believer in this, but it was really eerie. So I cut out some cardboard and tried to work. Not a lot of sunlight in this room. I tried to cut out the cardboard and tried to reproduce any type of shadows that could make that same, and I couldn't get it even close at all. Not even nothing. I also we called the company that did the camera, that had the cameras installed, the security company, and asked if it could be maybe dust or something like that, and they said there's no way it could be. Wow. And eventually that was just destroyed. We never got to know any more about it, but it was one of the eeriest
things. So you don't have the copy of the pictures or anything from it?
Wow, that's crazy.
That'd be awesome to have them.
There are a number of people that saw this too. It was a number of people that we started showing it to. And I had a group at the time that was interested in looking into different things, and they were real interested in it. And they did, like I said, they even did further investigating than I did, and they never did come up with maybe that strange shadow. It was more than a shadow. It was a dark print that went across, and it could have been maybe 3-4 foot wide.
Wow.
Print that went underneath and right back out in the V. And I watched it and tried to figure it out. No way.
Wow. Have you ever eaten at Da Vinci's Pizza?
No.
Well, you have now. Well, soon to be.
All right.
Got you a free pizza and $1 off an Ollie burger. I'll tell you what, they got a new dough and a new sauce, and I tried it today, and it is delish. So.
Well, I'll give it a try. I appreciate it, Dick.
Nice talking with you again.
Thank you, Don.
Yeah. Bye.
I'll remind everybody to not use any wordy dirds.
I didn't hear it, so I didn't hear it.
You
caught it.
I saw Lola just go back and start reaching. So it was.
Yes, and tonight is not a night for me to try.
Do I have to get back on this? I'm sorry. Do I have to get back on this?
You're down to about a year and 3/4.
Hey, Lola.
Nick's got 3 trips on the chair.
One and say another.
No more cursing anybody. I don't want
to die. Because
I'll be down to 7 minutes before it's all over.
Yeah, you will.
Let's see how quick we can kill Nikki off.
I'll get on the chair,
He's
get off,
on
and
borrowed
just wither.
time now.
304-214-1600.
You may sit and poof.
Sit and poof.
All right, this is Barb.
He'll look at the chair and.
Hey, Barb.
Hey, Barb.
Hi, guys.
How's it going?
It's going.
Hey, will you tell everybody how awesome I look in a Halloween costume?
You're very fluffy.
That's not scary sounding at all.
It's scary. It really is.
Are you like the one off of the Holy Grail, the bunny?
The Killer Bunny.
The Killer
I have
Bunny.
Killer Bunny slippers. It's got little
Really?
fangs on them.
Really?
Yeah.
Jordan's gonna bring death with tiny pointy teeth.
That's scary. Stop and think about it. A killer bunny.
I think the one he showed me reminded me of the Donnie Darko. You don't remember that movie? Have you ever watched it?
No.
No.
Oh, you gotta watch it. Great.
You got a story for us, Barb?
Yeah.
Oh, she's got a million of them
got a
living where
million
she
of 'em.
does.
I don't know which one to tell though.
The scariest one you have.
All right, how about the one that scared me the most?
Make Sammy's
that's good.
cry.
Okay. Well, I was over at the prison with my son, which was about 6 years old at the time. He always wanted to go over, but he was always scared. So we walked him through protective custody unit, and he started saying stuff under his breath, and I'm like, "What are you talking about? You gotta talk louder." He looks at me and says, "I'm not talking to you, Mom."
Nice.
Then go a little bit further, and he just starts crying, held on to me like you wouldn't believe. I mean, I tried to pry him off me, I couldn't do it. It's like, what is going on? That guy's telling me he's gonna kill me. I'm like, whoa, stop right there. What guy?
What?
I didn't see anybody. It's like, Daniel, take a deep breath, talk to me. And then he starts naming names, and that's like, I'm getting out of here. Took my kid, got out of the prison. Yeah, it was messed up.
Wow.
Yeah,
See,
That is
now
freaky.
again, you were with me the whole night.
Yes, I was.
Nada. I am like the Ghostbuster herself. What, you afraid of ghosts? Take me with you. I guarantee you will not have an experience.
Lola's gonna check out a whole group of child care students and take them with her next year. Just have them walk around. Does anybody see anything?
I know. It's pathetic. I'm pathetic. I know.
You need to go watch Paranormal Activity.
I'm telling you, it won't. I already know. If it's anything like Blair Witch, it's not going to scare me.
Well, it
We oughta
makes
go.
you thinking, like, the more you look into it, the more you want to see something, the worse it's going to be for you.
Exactly.
Oh, Lola's in trouble then.
And
'Cause
what
she
they
really wants to see something, and
seeing what they were dealing with in Paranormal Activity, and they even said that was like a theme through the whole thing. It wasn't a ghost; it was demonic. And what
now,
it was
what
going.
do I want with an incubus? Oh well, wait a minute. Why am I asking that foolish question?
and the show just took a turn.
Right.
And this is what we talk about when it gets later.
The
welcome
boss
to
can't pick it
welcome
up
to
anymore.
Whispers After Hours.
Well, Barb, what would you like? I got all kinds of stuff here.
Surprise me.
A handshake.
No.
There we go.
you gave Jordan way too many choices. He starts.
Yeah, I know.
scoring.
Now I'm like looking at stuff.
He's rolling dice.
What about a gift certificate to Da Vinci's Pizza?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. It'll be here for you.
All right, thanks.
Thanks,
All right, Barb.
Barb.
Later.
See ya.
Later. For some reason, this does any because we went all went on the same tour. Remember they were talking about because someone mentioned the ghost, the ghost
Yeah.
wall, at the prison.
Yeah.
They get to the General Assembly, and one of the guys was saying that they locked all the doors this one time, and they'd put different people in, and they'd close the doors, and this woman starts freaking out because she'd went in by herself.
And wasn't alone.
And she wasn't in by herself when the door's locked.
I know.
There's somebody behind her. That reminded me of that, and I just got a kind of a chill on the back.
Well, remember that picture that I don't remember who took it, but there's a face in the sink.
Oh yeah, that was.
I remember that.
That was
Beer Hunter.
Bear Hunter.
Yeah. So, Beer Hunter.
Beer Hunter.
Now I know why I saw a face in the sink.
All right, who we got?
This is Matt.
Matt, how you doing?
How you doing, guys?
Doing wonderful.
All right, look, I don't have a chance to listen to the show too often. I don't know if you guys covered this or not, but I was just wondering if you guys had any stories or information about that supposed asylum that burned down in Philadelphia years and years ago.
Rooney's Point?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah,
I've been up there a few times.
I've been up there a few times. I don't know if Nick's been up there.
You drove me up once during the day.
See, I've snuck up there a bunch just because I'm a weird little kid.
I don't like to break the law. Miss me.
Yeah, it's hard. There's a
Especially
sheriff
when the
that
cops
lives
right there.
Yeah, I
on
heard somebody
there.
guards it or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a state police that lives right there.
See, I can't find anybody that has a story about it though. Nobody wants to tell me story. I know it was like the asylum, and then it turned into a girls' home for a little bit. and then it was no longer. So you really don't know.
I knew a guy at work, he passed away. He worked in the kitchen.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's been a while ago. He passed away a few years ago.
I'm not even sure exactly how many people died there. I know they have the cemetery down, like if you're driving up towards I can't remember the road. If you go past it, you keep going. Is it Chapel Hill? If you keep going towards that, there's the graveyard there. I can't remember the name of it, but that's where a lot of the people that died there went.
County Farm Cemetery.
Is it okay? County Farm Cemetery. So I mean, that's a lot. I know there's right there. I've just never been up there either.
And the hospital was right next to it.
Yeah.
They had the asylum, then I'd say probably 30, 40 yards away was the hospital bed.
Now, Matt, do you have any stories of Rooney's Point?
Just maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, one of my friends, I wasn't with him, but him and one of his buddies tried to go up there, and just like you guys said, he was chased away by some guard or policeman with a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I always thought that was kind of weird. They're up there guarding it, and I've heard a lot of stuff about how that burned down and how it's haunted, and I just wanted to know if there was any truth to it and all that.
Now, see, the guard is there because so many people went up there after it was abandoned and partied. I mean, there's graffiti tags everywhere. There's beer cans everywhere. I mean, there was really no respect for the location after that. I know a while ago, Nick and I went to the magistrate office to try to get permission to go up there, and he said with the asbestos that the place was calling with asbestos, and we can go up there all we wanted to after they tear the building down.
And that building's still up, right?
The building's still up, of course.
And it will be. I can't.
All right, that's all I need to know, guys.
Hey, you want a prize?
Sure.
We're easy. Oops.
That's all it takes for me.
Yeah.
You like wings?
Sure do.
Have you been up to Wings to Go yet?
I've only been there once. It's pretty damn good.
Okay. Have you ever had a do you like hot?
No.
I tell you what, they got the hurricane homicide wings that are supposed to be extremely hot, and they got a thing where if you can eat 20 of them without a drink, they give you the meal for free. That's like their big challenge there.
Yeah.
But they're supposed to set you on fire. I got a $20 gift certificate for you for Wings to Go.
Okay.
And it'll be here waiting.
Yeah, just pick it up, Matt.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Enjoy the wings. See, of course, he could go up there, eat the 20, save his coupon for the next time.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
That's how
I don't think I could do the 20. You were telling me how horrifically scarred for life you are from
Quaker Steaks.
Quaker Steak.
The five hot wings killed me. I couldn't imagine 20.
Ruined your week. You changed your schedule because of them. Like blistered lips.
I laid in bed and cried for 3 days. And
nightmares.
I tell you what, it's a horrible thing.
But your name's on something.
Like I told the guy at Wings to Go last night, I'm more of a sweet barbecue guy. I like some flavor.
Jordan's like, I've got this way over here and way over here. I'm over here.
304-214-1600, 1-866-514-1600. Still got lots of stuff to give away. It's Halloween. We're having a party. No?
Yeah.
Nobody else wanted to
Woohoo. I was that Skull Road up by, it's around Follinsby or Wellsburg, something like that. I was wondering if there was any stories about that place. Because, I mean, with my vivid imagination, I had all, because I know that was, I think part of,
Didn't we have a caller just a few weeks ago?
I was going to say, I thought I remember that. No, that's in Brooks County, right?
It's up in Brooke County. It's if you go up 7 and cross over, just it's Steubenville.
Right.
It's up around in there somewhere.
Well, if anybody has any stories, Rooney's Point, we're looking for stories now.
Rooney's Point and Skull Road.
Skull Road.
I always hated going up there in the winter because you have to go up do that road. You go up there at 2-3 in the morning, you gotta plow all around that hospital and that, go through there at night.
Was that a real hospital or was that the tuberculosis? Because I heard
that was tuberculosis. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I had heard, that Rooney's Point was actually tuberculosis.
Well, that's what a lot of the crazy asylums were. Tuberculosis centers. They kind of
because it makes you go crazy, right? I mean,
mix it all together.
Tuberculosis doesn't make you go crazy.
Well, doesn't it in like the late stages? Tuberculosis,
I thought that eventually you would start getting.
You cough yourself to death. Your lungs are falling apart.
Well, that would make me go crazy,
well,
Lola.
I'm just telling you.
If you can't get any, I can sleep when I go crazy. What? Oh, jeez.
He's not even going to make it to the chair.
Will was just going to shoot me before I get out the building.
Next time Nick thinks of the chair, he's just going to die.
Now, don't think of the chair. Don't think of the chair.
You're cheating, Lola.
This Friday night.
I know, Sammy. It's sad, isn't it?
One of our listeners sent us an email and said this Friday night.
Who just yelled?
Nobody?
I didn't yell.
Nobody.
Somebody in there?
I swear to you, I just heard somebody yell out there.
You just want a pizza.
Ghost.
You like wings, Lola?
I want the wings.
Ghost Adventures is doing an all-night TV event Friday night at the Weston Lunatic Asylum in
I've always
West
wanted to.
Virginia.
That's the one that's huge, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I've always wanted to go down there.
I drove past it on a road trip to see if I can get a tour of it, and there was I couldn't figure out how to get into it, but it was a huge building. But they're doing an all-nighter. It's like 8 o'clock at night to like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Weston.
Ghost Adventures is doing a live TV hunt. Investigation at Weston.
These are the ones that
Lunatic
went
Asylum.
to the prison, right?
Yeah, the two guys that you watch all the time from the prison.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that you said run around in the dark screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The two wussy boys.
Tell you what, if I was alone in that big, tell me, Nick, that if you were alone in the prison, that you wouldn't
he'd
be screaming.
crying like a little boy.
You would be laying on the ground.
Who ran? Who's the only one that ever run?
Who screams like a little girl?
Yeah. Who ran? No. Bats. Bats can do damage to me. That's it.
Bats, snakes.
Okay,
you know,
bats, snakes.
the list gets really long.
The stuff that's
I mean,
alive.
This is a man that won't drive down the road that is rumored to have snakes on because he thinks they're going to actually jump on his vehicle, slither up through the undercarriage, and come into the cab of his car.
I
Nick Queen, ladies and gentlemen.
I subscribe to be prepared. Be prepared. Now we've got video though of Jordan running.
I didn't.
And,
I walked,
and he didn't really scream. He went more of like a squeak, like a little girl. You know?
I went. Nick. All right, who we got on line one?
Oh my God. This is Tammy.
Hey, Tammy.
Hi there.
If you dare.
Yeah.
Well, I have a story when I actually had when my daughters were younger. One was 2 and one was 4. I was in the basement. I walked downstairs in the basement to do laundry, and I thought for sure that I had shut the door because they were toddlers, and of course I wouldn't want them to fall down the steps. And I was changing the laundry, and I heard someone, and I thought, oh my gosh, I better run because I think I maybe left the door open. Well, I turned around, and there was a toddler standing behind me at the bottom of the stairs in a white gown. And I thought, oh, well, they must have gotten downstairs. And then I turned back around, and I thought, that wasn't my kid. And I turned back around, and it was gone.
Oh,
jeez.
Yeah, it kind of freaked me out. But the interesting thing is when my daughter was my oldest daughter was the youngest. When my oldest daughter was young, she had talked to us about her friend named Della, and we thought that she had an imaginary friend. And when she would talk about it, and we would just ask questions, and she would say things like, the one that has short hair and she wears a funny white dress all the time. Well, the toddler that was standing behind me was dressed in a funny white dress with short hair, like from the maybe 1900s.
Oh, God. You just gave me goosebumps all over.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, see, it's one thing if you see it and then your kids are playing with it.
Yeah, that's where it
like
turns
that,
little.
That's like every time I see Amityville Horror and the little girl's playing with the little dead girl, like it just freaks me out. I mean, I'm sure that your kids wouldn't freak me out. But
yeah, I mean,
it
they're
would.
normal, absolutely like well-adjusted children. But it was just a very interesting situation. It absolutely freaked me out to no end.
Wow.
Oh, it would have me too, believe me. Especially with your kids saying that.
Yeah.
Like Sammy's son. Oh, yeah, the little girl I play with all the time. And it makes you go back and question all the times that little kids, you've always assumed it was an imaginary friend.
Wow.
Maybe it wasn't.
yeah, that moment I questioned, and then of course, my family and friends were like, wow, maybe it, and they'll start talking about it and remembering, do you remember when she said this? And do you remember when she said that? So we started putting pieces together and thought, well, maybe it wasn't an imaginary friend. Maybe it truly was something else.
Could have been. I fully believe in that, so. Yeah, poor little girl.
Wow.
She's fine.
Good. Better than you, I'm sure.
All right, you got your pick at prize, Miss
Great.
Tammy.
So what are the options?
Let's see, we got Da Vinci's Pizzeria, we got Big Mike Sandwiches, we got Olive Garden, we have Quaker Steak and Lube, we got Carmike Cinema, and I do have a pair of Festival of Fright tickets.
How about Quaker Steak and Lube?
Quaker Steak and Lube, got it.
That's awesome.
And I'll leave it here at the station. You can pick up.
Thanks.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Great. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, now, that's about Rooney's Point.
Yes.
We get Rooney's Point.
All right.
It's Rebecca again.
Hi, Rebecca again.
Hi, Rebecca.
Well, my mother used to actually work at Roney's Point when
really?
it was the MRDD Center. There's actually 3 buildings on that site.
Uh-huh.
There is a small brick building, which was the Alcohol and Drug Treatment Center. The main building that has the large porch around it, which originally was a TB center and then became an MRDD center. But in the woods, about 100 yards, 150 yards from there is a mansion. And the mansion belonged to the people who owned the hillside up there at one time. When she would work night shift, and I'd be taking her up to work 11 to 7, I hated to drive up that road because back in through there, you couldn't really see the mansion at night because of the trees that had grown up around it. But I would drop her off, and I'd try to fly down that road, which if you've ever driven that road, you know it's next to impossible.
Right. Oh, yeah.
As soon as you hit the one turn, the lights, if it's wintertime, your car lights will reflect off a part of the brickwork that was still there.
Mm-hmm.
And I had come down there several nights where it looked like not just that there was a fire in there, but as if there was a fireplace in there, as if it was 100 years ago. And you would see that. And the first time I saw it, I went back up, told them they better call the fire department because there was a fire in the old mansion. And they said, oh, no, that's just, it happened. And everybody who worked up there, nobody liked to come up at nighttime. There was one guy who used to work there. If he worked midnight shift, he would still come up before nightfall. He would not drive the road at night.
Wow.
Is that mansion still there?
I haven't been up there since they closed Rooney's Point, but that would have been in the early 80s, and it was still the shell. If you think of a ruined mansion with the brick walls, the chimney was still standing, at least it was 20 years ago.
Wow.
And it is back in there, and you can't, if it's summertime, you really can't see it from the road. But in the wintertime, it stands there, and it just gives you the most eerie feeling. And it did burn to the ground in one night, and the family was in there. No, I don't know whether they escaped or not, but I do know there were people living in it the first time it burned. But it has since been set on fire, by vandals and whatnot. But and I know that when my mom worked at the Rooney's Point, there was a dog that lived out the road behind it, a big old black lab, and that dog would not go near that house. It would go to the end of the road, it would sit there and look at the mansion, but it would not go in the woods there. It would come back and sit on the steps and just stare at it. It was the freakiest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, it's a kind of a weird place. Because it has the old steam boilers in the basement in the main building, too.
Yeah.
And, when they would, in the wintertime, it wasn't really well insulated, and they would have the steam boilers going. You'd have weird noises anyhow. But you would hear noises outside as you go outside. You never knew whether it was the boilers downstairs or something out in the woods because it all echoed back through there.
Oh, my God, I want to get in that place.
If you do, downstairs, you go down the steps and turn to the left. There's a kitchen, and it has a walk-in refrigerator freezer. And the first time I went up there on a Halloween, somebody locked me in it.
Oh.
Just as a joke. They thought it was funny.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah, I think I was about 12 at the time. Nah.
Jeez.
But it is a very strange place. I will give it that. But I think the mansion is much more scary than the TV center that was an MRDD center later.
What's MRDD?
Mental retardation.
Mentally retarded, developmentally disabled.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I used to work in the industry, so I use the term.
That's
yeah,
okay.
I did too, so I was with you.
Yeah.
I could keep up.
Sorry, Lola.
Hey, Rebecca, thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thanks for your call, Rebecca.
Have a good evening.
You too.
See, I heard stories about Rooney's Point since I moved here.
Really?
I hate going up there at night in the winter.
I bet.
Even going up there, we went. I think Jordan's the one that took me. Even going up during the day, I think it was spring and everything. It was just weird going up there. The way the trees are lined. I mean, you could just get that feeling going up. It was interesting.
They still got some that old fence along there, too.
Yeah. It's just
And
metal
see,
fence.
what I think is the creepiest about driving up there, you can tell at one point it was all like very well maintained.
Yeah, it was really nice and everything, but it's got that little bit of decay. Just
all the trees are like perfectly spaced apart going up on the road, and then it's just like, wow, this hasn't even been touched for the last 30 years.
Well, you haven't seen the mansion.
Ghost Garden.
Have you?
Yeah, I've seen it.
I've not seen the mansion.
That's been a
We're
long time ago.
We'll have to sneak.
It's back
we're
when
not
she
doing
said in the
anything.
woods. That chimney's down now. I'm pretty sure they knocked the chimney down.
Oh, wow.
I know they said there's like tires in there, some asbestos.
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 All right, we got like 7 minutes left.
That one building's still pretty much intact.
Yeah.
You go around.
Yeehaw.
All right, who we got?
Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Hi, Jordan.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Wonderful.
Hi, Nick. Hi, Lola.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, hi, Nick. Hey, I was listening to your, Bill's, call in last week, and he was talking about seeing fuzzy things.
Yeah.
When you guys were doing the paranormal investigation of our house, remember when the door opened?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do. I was sitting right next to it.
Yeah.
That image is burned into Nick's mind for quite a while.
Oh yeah, it was freaky for me too. And the when we did the investigation to see if the door could open, it seemed like there was this like fuzzy vision type thing that was in the closet.
Really?
And I didn't say anything to you about it because all the lights off in the house.
But Mr. Bean last week made you think of it and kind of recall it?
Yeah. And then, I'm nearsighted anyways. The lighting's bad. I wear glasses. I'm just wondering if that was, a real demonic experience, or
No, it could have been associated. I mean, you guys had the house blessed right after that, right?
Yeah. I don't think we've had any problems since then.
Hey, Mark, would you like a $5 gift certificate to the Olive Garden?
Yeah, sounds good. Do you have any wings?
Oh, not left. I gave all my wings away.
They flew away.
Okay, the Olive Garden will work out just fine.
All right. Thanks for the call, Mark.
You know him too.
The last time I had you on, I called you Mike too, and I don't know why.
Mark, you know how to deal with this.
Yeah, rent's going up. Okay.
All right, thanks, Mark.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye.
That just cost you $25 a month.
I guess.
Yeah.
What was I thinking? Like I said, I did that to him last time too.
I was gonna say you talk to him all the time.
All right.
I was gonna say we got a calls lined up over there.
If you'd like to make a call.
That one isn't.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Mark?
Yes.
There we go.
We got 2 Marks in a row.
Tell you guys about a little situation I had back in 1989.
All right, we got like 2.5 minutes.
Oh, it'll be quick.
Okay.
I was on a maneuver out 29 Palms, California with the Navy in the middle of the desert.
Oh, wow.
Go about 130 into the day, down to about 25 at night, and I was out on what they call listening point at the very far end of the maneuvers, listening and watching for people. Throughout the night, I kept seeing this guy walk back and forth, wearing camouflage pants and a gray shirt.
Uh-huh.
Couldn't figure out what it was. Come back, we reported back in, we did our debrief. Next day, I asked the gunny sergeant that was there, he made me give explicit details about the guy. He says, "You're the 15th person that saw this guy." He said he died 3 years ago when he got lost out in the desert.
Phew.
Wow.
Seems like almost once a year they have somebody that sees this guy.
Really?
He keeps walking in the desert.
What does he look like exactly? I mean, how well could you see him?
Oh, very well. I mean, he was, like I said, wearing camouflage pants, the shirt. He had a backpack with him. Could see his face with the slight beard going. And this was actually one of their Marines that had gotten lost on a maneuver, they say.
Jeez.
Wait, I was on the phone. What desert?
This was out in the Mojave out in California.
Oh, my gosh. Whew.
When you're out there by yourself in the middle of the desert for the first time in your life, it will scare you to death.
I bet. I don't know if I'd want to be out there.
So, I'd pop that one off for you for tonight.
Where do you live right now, Mark?
Here in Wheeling.
Okay, you ever been to the Festival of Fright?
Oh, I just went for the first time this weekend, and it was wonderful.
Really? So you would not be interested in 2 tickets?
No, because actually my wife refuses to ever go back to that thing again.
How about
That's scared.
I got a gift certificate for Da Vinci's.
Oh, that sounds good.
All right, it'll be here waiting for you.
Okay.
Thanks for your call.
Thank you.
Well, we got like two minutes left. Next caller gets 2
Hurry up.
2 Fright Night tickets. You don't have to give a story. I got our Festival of Fright. If anybody wants it. Anybody at all.
Should I do the Final Jeopardy?
I guess not. Who we got next week, Nick? What we got going on?
Well, I'll be getting some people, some authors from Llewellyn. I was just talking to her. We're trying to figure out which ones exactly.
Oh, you were on the phone with her just a minute ago.
Well, before the show.
Okay. See, that's how he does me,
Can
Lola.
he get back on the chair one more time?
Yeah, I know.
Well, everybody, this is our last thing before Halloween, everybody. I want to thank you all for listening in. Thank you, everybody, for your calls. We got a stockpile of stuff to give away, so be listening the next few weeks because we're going to still be giving stuff away. Until next week, don't be afraid, only believe.